The normal spark. A spark is a transformer's heart and soul in one. It sits inside the chest, protected by a chamber, and it pulses with light the same way a human heart beats. Most sparks glow blue, but they come in green, yellow, orange, white, and red too. Without a spark, a transformer is dead metal. The body might move, but it would have no personality, no feelings, no will. A machine following instructions and nothing more. On Cybertron, the spark is one of 3 organs called Rossum's Trinity. The other 2 are the brain module, which handles thought, and the transformation cog, which allows a transformer to shift between forms. All 3 are connected. Lose one and the others start to fail. But the spark matters most because without it, the other 2 are useless. Every spark carries genetic instructions inside it. These instructions work like a transformer's DNA. They decide what the body will look like, what alternate mode it will have, and what kind of transformer it will become. The light from a spark also powers a transformer's optics, which is why their eyes glow. When the spark starts to fade, the eyes dim. When the spark goes out, the light dies with it. Most Cybertronian religions hold that each spark contains a fragment of Primus, the god who created their race. When a transformer dies, their spark extinguishes and returns to the well of all sparks. But if the spark stays intact, the transformer lives on. Destroy every part of the body, save the spark, place it in a new frame, and the same transformer returns with the same memories and personality. The forged spark. On Cybertron, sparks are born in 2 ways. The first is forging. A supercomputer called Vector Sigma sends energy pulses across the planet and its moons. These pulses ignite hotspots, specific locations where new sparks emerge from the ground. Cybertronian history records 12 known hotspots across the planet, including Rivets Field, Nova Point, and the Pious Pools. Once a hotspot ignites, Cybertronians harvest the sparks along with the living metal surrounding them, a substance called Sentio Metallico. This metal wraps around the spark to form a protoform, a simple geometric shape that slowly develops into a full body. The spark's own genetic code tells the protoform what to become. Wheels, wings, treads, weapons. All of it follows the blueprint stored inside the spark. Forged transformers take their names from where they were born. Megatron of Tarn, Rodimus of Nion. The hotspots grew less frequent over millions of years. By the time of Nova Prime's rule, the population faced a crisis. That crisis led to the second method, the cold constructed spark. When hotspots stopped producing enough sparks, Nova Prime's scientists found a way to tap the matrix of leadership and generate new sparks from its energy. These sparks were placed into pre-built bodies rather than forming their own through Sentio Metallico. Transformers made this way are called constructed cold. The process worked, but it came with problems. Matrix-derived sparks carried genetic instructions that did not match their pre-built frames. Some cold-constructed transformers, like Starscream, changed bodies over and over, as if the spark kept searching for the form it was meant to have. The government hid the truth about how these transformers were made. They told the public they used spark splicing from existing sparks. This lie held for a long time. The distinction between forged and cold constructed transformers created a deep class divide. Forged transformers were treated as real. Cold constructed ones were called knockoffs. Many of the best medics like Ratchet were forged. Their bodies had a natural quality and precision that cold constructed frames lacked. This prejudice fueled tensions that helped start the Great War. The 0.1% spark. When sparks are harvested from a hotspot, most glow pale blue. About 1 in every 1,000 is green. These are 0.1% sparks. The transformers born from them have strength, durability, or abilities far beyond the average. Megatron had an unusually bright spark. Grimlock was a heavyweight 0.1%er with extraordinary physical power. There were also load bearers, whose sparks handled armor and upgrades that would crush a normal transformer. After the Great War, a scientist named Deluge tried to create 0.1%er sparks in a lab. Out of many attempts, he produced 2. One was Rampage, who turned out murderously insane. The other was Transmutate, whose body never formed correctly despite having a strong spark. The crew of a ship called the Lost Light later found a moon with 1 billion unharvested sparks. Among them was a single 0.1%er. A scientist named Brainstorm extracted it and hid it inside his own chest. That spark was eventually placed inside Megatron's body, replacing his original one after a chain of events involving time travel. The Mutant-spark. Some sparks carry properties that should not exist according to Cybertronian science. the most famous belongs to Starscream. In the original cartoon, Galvatron destroyed Starscream, but his spark refused to die. He floated through space and time as a ghost, fully aware, fully himself, and able to possess other Transformers. The Beast Wars show explained this as a mutant spark, one that is impossible to extinguish. The Maximal government tried to copy this mutation. They ran experiments on protoforms, hoping to recreate Starscream's immortality. They produced Protoform X, later called Rampage. He did have an unkillable spark, but he was violently unstable. The Predacon leader, Megatron, carved the spark in half using an Energon knife and kept one piece in a cage of Energon crystals. Squeezing that cage caused Rampage extreme pain. Megatron used this as a leash. The split spark. A single spark meant for one Transformer sometimes splits during creation. This produces twins who share a deep bond because they came from the same source. Sideswipe and Sunstreaker are the most well-known example. In Transformers Prime, Skyquake and Dreadwing were split spark twins. Dreadwing felt the exact moment his brother died, even though they were on different planets. The connection is physical. On the colony world of Division, every Transformer is born as a twin because of the planet's binary suns. Each twin forms one half of a shared vehicle mode, so neither functions alone. The Mitotic Spark. A Mitotic Spark powers multiple bodies at the same time. It does not split into separate individuals, it stays whole and stretches across more than one form. The Decepticon scientist Flatline created this through genetic experiments. He found a way to power multiple protoforms from a single spark. In the live-action films, RC had a Mitotic Spark across 3 motorcycle bodies. If one was destroyed, the other 2 ran at full strength because the spark was not divided. It was one mind running 3 bodies. Magmatron had a Mitotic Spark that let him separate into 3 dinosaur modes, each operating on its own but still part of one being. Vector Prime noted that duocons like Overlord and beings like Skylynx also had Mitotic Sparks. The Titan Spark. Titans are the largest Cybertronians, city-sized beings that serve as living habitats, warships, and colony vessels. Their sparks, called Titan sparks, are born from hotspots like any other, but they are far stronger and rarer than normal sparks. Some Titans carried hotspots inside their own bodies and used the resulting sparks to populate colony worlds. The Titan Cominus brought life to an entire planet this way. After the War of the Threefold Spark, the Prime named Nominus decided that building new Titans consumed too many resources and risked repeating cycles of conquest. He ordered all new Titan sparks diverted to a secret chamber beneath the surface. They were to remain in stasis forever. No one was told. The sparks sat in the dark for millions of years. The anti-spark. If a normal spark gives life, the anti-spark is its opposite. It belongs to Unicron, the god of destruction. In the Transformers Prime series, Megatron inserted a shard of Dark Energon into his own spark. Dark Energon is Unicron's blood. This kept him alive through events that should have killed him, but the cost was severe. After Megatron died, his polluted spark was severed from the afterlife and bound to Unicron's anti-spark. Unicron then possessed Megatron's dead body as a vessel. Optimus Prime stopped this by merging his own spark with both the Matrix of Leadership and the All-Spark. The only way to save Cybertron was to sacrifice himself, releasing all 3 into the planet's core. His spark, the Matrix, and the All-Spark reignited Cybertron and gave birth to millions of new sparks. The Corrupted Spark. A corrupted spark is one twisted at its core. The most notable case is the Fallen, one of the original 13 primes created by Primus. His spark turned against its creator. He did not choose evil the way most villains do. His essence was rewritten at the deepest level. Another case involved the alien-modified Exarchon. His spark was changed into a living virus. It could infect other Transformers, destroy their sparks, and turn their bodies into copies of himself. Opening his spark chamber released swirling black energy that ensnared anyone nearby. The Combination Spark. In the Transformers Energon series, Combination Sparks appeared as a unique variant. They function like regular sparks in most ways, but Transformers who carry them merge in pairs. One becomes the upper body, the other becomes the lower. This is different from a combiner team like the Constructicons forming Devastator, where 5 or 6 individuals join together. Combination Sparks work strictly in pairs, and the bond is built into the spark itself rather than the body. Two Transformers with matching combination sparks link up mid-battle and separate again when the fight ends. The pairing is predetermined at the spark level. Swapping partners is not possible. Spark colors and what they mean. Most sparks glow blue, but variations carry meaning. In Beast machines, Maximals displayed yellow, white, red, and purple sparks. Megatron's spark started blue in Beast Wars, then shifted after centuries of purging organic elements from his body. On the colony world of Cominus, Transformers evolved sparks that pulse at a lower frequency. This small shift changed their energon from purple to blue. 0.1% sparks are green. This difference is visible at the hotspot before the spark is even placed in a body. The All-Spark. The All-Spark is the source of all sparks. In many versions of the Transformers universe, it is a supernatural wellspring buried inside Cybertron's core. When a new spark is born, it comes from the All-Spark. When a Transformer dies, the spark returns to it. Life begins there and ends there. In some tellings, the All-Spark is Primus himself, and every spark is a piece of his body sent out into the world. In the 2007 film, the All-Spark was a physical cube covered in alien markings. It brought machines to life by giving them sparks on contact. A vending machine, a steering wheel, a phone. Anything electronic became a living transformer the moment the All-Spark touched it. In the animated series, the All-Spark was destroyed and broke into fragments. Each fragment acted as an indestructible spark on its own. Two fragments turned human machines into the Constructicons. One brought a pile of garbage to life as Wreck-Gar. Starscream used stolen fragments to subdivide his own spark and build a group of clones, each reflecting a different side of his personality. The All-Spark was also the root of the Cold Constructed Crisis. When hotspots went quiet, Nova Prime scientists tapped the All-Spark's energy through the Matrix to mass-produce sparks. That decision created millions of new Transformers. It also created a class system that tore Cybertron apart. As Rhinox once said, when a spark goes online, there is great joy. When one is extinguished, the universe weeps.